Welcome to the Human Together podcast. This is a special episode where I've invited some SkillsUSA Advisors. We're shooting on location at the Tulsa Tech Owasso campus. Let me go ahead and start this roundtable discussion with the person to my left. Tell us who you are.
Hello, Jason. I'm Darren Gibson. I'm the State Director of SkillsUSA Oklahoma and also work for the Oklahoma Department of Career Tech.
Jason, I'm Wesley Hess. I work at the CV Tech campus. I'm the precision machining instructor there.
I'm Tracy Cooper. I am from the Francis Tuttle Portland campus. I'm from the part of the Pre-Engineering Academy there.
Hello, I'm Tammy Chastain, and I teach cosmetology at the Canadian Valley El Reno campus.
My name is Todd Anderson. I teach at Austria Technology Center, and I teach drafting and design.
I'm Jeremy Copeland. I was a former national officer for SkillsUSA, serving 2017 through 2018.
Hi, I'm Terry Robinson. I'm a retired graphic design teacher, and I taught out at Canadian Valley in El Reno.
Let's start this discussion with Darren. Tell us a little bit about what SkillsUSA is.
Well, SkillsUSA is a student organization in career tech education that caters primarily to trade and industrial education students. And the students range from even middle school students all the way to adults of all ages. And the organization focuses on leadership skills, employability skills, and also technical skills.
So this week I mentioned that we're at Tulsa Tech and we're also at Rogers State for a week-long summer leadership. Wesley, this is your first time to this leadership camp. Tell us what your experience has been with your students.
So yes, this is my first time here at SLI. Now I've been in the skills stuff before as a former student. I was never on the leadership side of it. Now that I'm on the leadership side of it, it's a whole big open door of getting people employable. It's getting people ready to be a manager instead of just a shop hand out on the floor.
Tracy, you've come to this conference for a long time. Tell us what your experience has been over the years.
Well, the reason I continue to come and will always continue to come is because of the changes that makes in the student lives. If you bring one, it ends up twofold by hundreds of kids that are excited and energized to come and experience this leadership opportunity that is a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Talk to another longtime advisor. Tammy, tell us about why you come to SLI or Summer Leadership every year.
A good experience for myself to get recharged, amazing experience for students. And when I go back, my students beg me to come back the following year. It just is amazing for students and advisors.
Todd, how has this helped students over the years with leadership skills? We see young people in the future of America. How do you think this summer leadership or SkillsUSA helps young people become leaders in the future?
Well, it's definitely, it's kind of like this camp or just SkillsUSA on the leadership side. It's kind of like if you're a piece of kindling, a piece of dry wood, without passion or a spark for anything, SkillsUSA is the fire that ignites that in the student. And so so it's a huge difference. I mean, just helping them get over being shy and being scared, being intimidated by others. This just opens the doors of possibilities for them that maybe they couldn't see before. Everyone needs an opportunity to be able to find out what's possible for them to be able to lead and step out of their comfort zone.
Jeremy, you are a former officer and you've come back to this every year. Tell us a little bit about your experience and why you keep coming back to SLI.
Well, thank you, Jason. I guess it started when I first enrolled in career tech. People were so different. Advisors, administrators, they absolutely just care about the students' well-being, and that was so foreign and different to me coming from, public education. When I got involved in SkillsUSA, I really had never had friends before. But the people around me just became my close friends, even more so, more like my family. And the reason I come back is because SkillsUSA, I literally mean this, it saved my life. I just had no goals or ambitions, but SkillsUSA really gave me a purpose. It gave me drive, and I want to see that happen to other kids because I know there's kids out there that don't think they matter, but in SkillsUSA, everybody matters.
Terry, you've come to this probably the longest of anybody at this table. Tell us briefly, and I know you could probably go for a long time, but tell us briefly about some of your experiences and why you keep coming back, even after you're retired.
Well, thank you, Jason. This is my 23rd consecutive SLI, and some people wonder, you give up an entire week every summer to attend something, and, it can be long days. But the thing is that the energy that you leave here with is amazing. And the prime example of why I come to SLI is to my right. These two gentlemen are humble servants that have such a genuine love for our students, this organization, and what it stands for and what it can achieve. So that's why I keep coming back. To see the development in our young people is amazing. And if America really knew what was going on with Skills USA, they're getting a little peek of it every once in a while. But I think more and more things like this will help people understand. Our youth is amazing, and it's great to work with them.
Darren, you weren't always plugged into leadership. You've been involved in Skills USA for several years, but not always plugged into the leadership. Can you tell us a little bit more about
Well,
that?
sure. Jason, I was a product of career tech education. I was actually a welding student at the technology center in the northeast part of the state, and I competed in Skills USA back in the day when it was called VICA. I was a welding student back in 1982 at Northeast Technology Center in Afton, and I competed in the state welding contest in VICA at that time, and loved it and enjoyed the experience. And what I really loved about the experience was that partnership with industry that our competitions bring into the fold, where industry works together with students and with teachers. And so when I started teaching, I was passionate about that competition because it did bring those welding experts into my classroom. Got to work hand in hand with my students. But as an instructor and also as an alumni of the organization, I really didn't have the opportunity to get into what we call the leadership side of Skills USA. And so therefore I didn't really see the value of it. I thought it was a waste of time for my students. And it took me several years of teaching and actually coming to this event, a Summer Leadership Institute, where I realized that Skills USA is just far more greater than any competition. The lives that are changed in events like this is just unreal, and the magnitude of changes that can be done with our students' lives. And to this day, I look back at those 8 years that I taught without getting involved in the leadership side of Skills USA. I looked at I've cheated all those students out of that opportunity for growth. And my mission is to try to make up for those cheated students, that I can reach out more students now to show them the potential. And I love what Jeremy said and what Todd said, the kindling and what we could light that fire in those students and giving them the confidence that they can do just about anything they want to if they put their heart and their mind to it. It's a lot of our young people today don't have that self-confidence that they can. Skills USA and this event with Skills USA Summer Leadership Institute gives them that confidence.
I appreciate you sharing that. That's a great story. Wesley, you're gearing up to take some students to the national conference coming up in Louisville, Kentucky later this month. Tell us about that experience and what you're excited about for that.
So yes, I actually have a state officer that I've got in my class that gets to go to the national conference in Louisville. And then I have a student that competed at the state level and has won gold and is qualified to go to nationals there in the CNC technician contest. For me, it's new, so I'm learning on the fly, trying to get my student prepared. I believe in preparation, so I've been up midnight hours of trying to get him prepared. He's a quality student that will work hard, and he just has it. I'm excited beyond just to witness that side of Skills USA that I haven't got to see yet.
Tracy and Tammy, you can probably both chime into this. You brought students who have really grown as a result of this conference. Can you give us an example of a student that you kind of saw some leadership skills, but maybe they didn't see that in themselves?
Prime example is Jessie. She is not accepted in the classroom because of size. She come here, has begged me all year. This is a place where she's accepted. Nobody sees the size. They see the friendship, the connection. So it's an amazing impact on her.
Well, and to bounce off the same thing, I only brought one student this year along with a state officer, but last year I brought 12 students. And I decided to open it up to the classroom just to see who would be interested. And it was amazing to me that the people who chose and showed interest were the more shy, withdrawn kids that signed up to come to this. And then they asked me again this year if they could come, and I said 12 was way too many. I can only do one. I'm getting old. So anyway, it's just amazing because they go back and tell others, and that's what I spoke earlier about. It opens so many doors.
Todd and Jeremy, you guys have done probably just about every activity there is for Skills USA. How would you say that this summer leadership or SLI compares to the other things that go on across not only Oklahoma but across the country? How does SLI compare to those different events?
Yeah, I mean, we've been blessed to be able to go to many events, and I will include, in comparison to Washington Leadership Training Institute in Washington, D.C., I think SLI is better. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to go to Washington, D.C., but what we do here in Oklahoma with Summer Leadership Institute is by far, I think, the best thing in the nation. And we're very blessed to be able to have that here because this is where these kids get excited and get passionate about SkillsUSA, and we also see lives changed here. And you may not see that at Washington Leadership Institute where there's lives changed, but you do see that here.
How about you, sir?
Yeah, the friendships I think are what are so important here that are made, and also the relationships. They continue throughout the year. These kids, they meet at SLI, and then they do events throughout the year, and they get to see each other and they get to reminisce about this time. So that's so fun to see those relationships grow over the years and even continue outside of tech. I've seen kids who have come to this conference and they have no confidence whatsoever. They're scared, they're shy. There's been kids who've been crying saying, I don't want to be here, I want to go home. And by the end of the week, they love SkillsUSA, they love SLI, they don't want to leave, and now they're crying because they don't want to go home. I love that.
That's great. That's great. Well, Terry, I'm going to end with you. I'm sure you've got some great sage advice for us because, like you said, you're the most seasoned person here at this. What would you say can you give us an example of not just SkillsUSA or SLI, how it has impacted either you or a student?
Again, I think I echo what Jeremy said. I think it's the personal approach to this. You do build relationships that last a lifetime. And that's easy to say because, oh, well, yeah, we've had a lot of fun here. You do. And you go through the tough times and you go through the fun times, and you're always there for each other. It starts in a place like SLI. And I think I encourage any TNI instructor or any instructor that has a SkillsUSA chapter, you've got to find a way that you come to SLI because it will change your life.
That's great. Well, I know we've got a lot going on today, and you've got to get back to your students. I appreciate everybody at this table taking the time to talk about your experience at not only at SLI, but SkillsUSA. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Floyd.
The SkillsUSA organization has been a big part of my life for over 20 years. Over those years, it's been amazing to see the growth of students, to see how far it can take them in life, to see them build up their self-esteem, to watch them become champions in skills as well as life. And ultimately, SkillsUSA is about growth. It helps create bonds of communication that last throughout the years. Through the involvement of SkillsUSA in events like Summer Leadership Institute, it helps advisors, it helps students, it helps industry all become human together.